American Silver Eagle is the most popularly collected silver coin in the world, bar none, period. That's the end of story, okay? They had commemorated the 10th anniversary, which I was just talking about, that 10th anniversary Silver Eagle, which, by the way, in this condition, because the other one was been say 69, in this condition, the 10th anniversary Eagle is a $30,000 coin.
But this
PCGS.
is proof.
That's my mistake. In PCGS, that's an $84,000 coin. That's what it sold for at auction.
So a 19,
well, we sold one in Annex for $29,000 here. Other people sold PCGS for $84,000 in the 1995 W. Okay, wow. So big deal. So they've honored the American Silver Eagle's anniversary. They did a 10th anniversary, a 20th anniversary, and a 25th anniversary coin. This is the, excuse me, the 30th anniversary coin.
Right.
That's the certificate of authenticity. We're going to show you that here in a minute. It's amazing. It's important, okay? I'll get to that here in just one second. So here's what happens. So the United States government, this is what I like to call a fall between the cracks coin. The United States government last year had a big deal going on, okay? Big, incredible deal. They were doing gold coins, they were doing other special coins, they were doing all this. So for the 30th anniversary Eagle, which is edge lettered, by the way, this is the only edge-lettered proof American Silver Eagle in history. They've been making the proof Silver Eagle since 1986. There's one of them that is edge-lettered. It is this right here. And it actually says 30th anniversary. It's also the only one of the anniversary Eagles that is actually labeled on the coin itself, 30th anniversary. The 10th anniversry isn't, the 20th anniversary, the 25th anniversary.
This is the first.
This is the very first one. It was actually labeled on the coin, 30th anniversary. This and the SP coin from the 30th. They only made 3 Eagles last year. This coin, the SP coin, and the regular mint state coin. And the SP coin and this coin says 30th anniversary on it, both edge lettered. First time ever in American history. So we have that incredible, phenomenal rarity. So you have a 30th anniversary, and since they released it very, very late in the year, they didn't make that many. As a matter of fact, they made an incredibly small number. The West Point Mint has been making the American Silver Eagle for all of the 21st century, for the whole of the 21st century. If you are looking for the rarest proof American Silver Eagle, the regular issue American proof Silver Eagle of the 21st century, it is actually this coin. Oh. Now it is special, it's 30th anniversary. They should have, they should have made 2 million or 6 million or 8 million or 10 million. But they didn't. It's the rarest proof Silver Eagle of the 21st century, West Point minted that you're seeing right there, the regular issue. So we've got that. So the coin is significant. So the coin is important. The coin is a 2016 coin. It was released so late in the year, I didn't even have the opportunity. Matter of fact, this is the debut. I'm selling the premier edition. This is the very first time. Now I want to talk about what this is that you're seeing right here. PCGS, there are 3 major grading companies, PCGS, NGC, and Annex, and then another one, ICG. Annex, first day of issue, ICG, first day of issue, are exclusive to us here at HSN. PCGS and NGC make lots of different coins in lots of different labels. For a year and a half, we went into negotiations with PCGS and finally was able to get an exclusive program that we have here. And we've set it apart, and that is the Premier Edition.
That's cool.
PCGS Premier Edition, this label that you see right here, is available no place else. More importantly, we've added where it's 1 of 5,000 coins. And PCGS occasionally does that with different labels. They'll say 1 of 5,000 or 1 of 10,000 or 1 of 20,000. Well, what sets this apart, unlike any other PCGS certified coin, is our certificate of authenticity that we have down here. And the reason is the certificates are individually serial numbered, and then we have the PCGS Premier hologram on it as well.
So this is the special,
so that's authenticated. And the way that this is, because of that authentication, there's a thing that all the grading companies have to have, which are called POP reports, population reports. They tell you how many of each coin they've graded, ever.
Oh.
When you look at PCGS, all of the PCGS coins they do, so they do this label and that label and this label and that, they all go together in one bucket. That's just PR70s, all of them go into there, with one exception. The Premier Edition, this edition, has its own separate line item in the population report. No other proof, no other label for PCGS has that. So it is separate and by itself. More importantly, it is 100% exclusive to my company. My company did this exclusively. We sell it here at HSN.
Right, nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else.
Nowhere else. So you have the exclusivity of the Premier label. You have the exclusivity of the 30th anniversary American Eagle. You have the exclusivity of the rarest proof American Silver Eagle, regular issue American Silver Eagle of the 21st century. And you have that all at my original issue price of $189.95, which is absolutely, positively, 100% guaranteed to be the lowest price, but you can't get it anywhere else.
Can't get it anywhere, that's true.
Once we sell through the entire edition, then of course the secondary market will take over. And that 5,000 isn't for, you know, this airing or this visit. Once we do 5,000 of these, there will never be another one ever done. I debut this here today. We've already sold 150 of these. So these coins are selling very, very, very quickly as we speak. Because not only is it an important label, okay, that we have PCGS to begin with.
Because that's new.
That's new. Well, we've sold PCGS coins, but we haven't had an exclusive PCGS label.
Right, the premier label.
The premier label, any PCGS label. So we've got the premier that has the additional designation of the PCGS hologram and individually numbered certificates of authenticity and its own line item in the population report, which is absolutely, positively critical to the collectability of this team. And what it really comes down to is exclusivity. Because